What up, YouTube Digital? I want to talk about a couple of people that were important in my life. Um, how can I put this? After everything that happened, okay, the whole shit that I had to deal with my father and his abusive shit, and it kind of was funny because I watched the season premiere of Law and Order, and there's a period in that deal where it's like the, I don't know, 5-10 minutes of storyline before she is rescued, and he is acting like he's passed out, and she's like deciding what to do with him and all this shit. His speech when he wakes up was so dead on as a real predator, as what those type of guys do, that whoever wrote that was a victim. Yeah, there's no way that they could have gotten it that close just by, whatever. There were certain things that he said, how he said it, how he can spot victims, all that type of shit. And then, even the best part, the no balls. Now, seems pretty simple, no balls. Every type of woman beating piece of shit like this, they always like to, and this is a fucked up thing, they like to get the woman in a frenzy, then they beat the shit out of them. They do it to break them. It's a sick, disgusting fucking thing, and I watched it with my mom. My dad did the same thing to me, except instead of no balls, because obviously for a while I wouldn't have gotten the deal. He would always say, whenever you think you're man enough to kick my ass, come find me. Okay. Now, the other part is the whole reading part. A lot of people don't understand that these aren't, people talk about sheeple and sheepdogs and all this. These are motherfucking goddamn mountain lions. These guys don't fuck around. There's a girl on here that talks about, oh, she has her CCW. She's fucking, she would never see it coming. They don't do it that way. And people can go read up on the stats. They can go look at how the victims were. They can go see how the victims were groomed afterwards and everything else. A woman just having a gun? No. With an asshole like that, you better be ready to put him in a grave. But, I was, in a way, in recent years, I've come to the conclusion of all the beatings that I took, all of the shit that I went through, knowing that he killed 2 of my older brothers, knowing that he raped my mom, and then 9 months later my sister was born, and then he ended up later on raping her. Fucking dumb, fucking stupid son of a bitch. And then later on in life, she fucking sold my ass out and almost got me really fucked up in a bad way. But certain things that my dad was smart. He was a smart motherfucker. My grandfather, his father, was a smart motherfucker. He was hardly at home because he worked for a company that made and machined stuff that went to a certain place in the Nevada desert. And he never really talked about it. That whole side of the family has a huge disconnect. My great grandfather, how would that be? Yeah, my great grandfather, who came over here from overseas, he left after all my grandfathers were born. He just took off. There's a huge disconnect with them all. And then my grandfather had 10 kids, something like that. My dad, no. My aunt is the oldest, and my dad, I don't even fucking know anymore. I don't even know them. I don't. I haven't, there's only a few people on that side of the family I've had contact with over the years, because most of them have turned out to be pieces of shit. And the problem with them is, you got pieces of shit, but then you got pieces of shit with baggage. You know, when you got pieces of shit with baggage, these are the type of people to really watch out for, especially if you're doing iffy shit. If you're selling dime bags here or there, you don't want to hang around with people that are iffy with fucking baggage. You don't. Because those are the fuckers that'll rat your ass off. So I didn't hang out with most of them, and I don't know them. I have a cousin here I don't even know. Don't know him. I remember his dad. His dad was like old enough to be my aunt's father, but he was a really cool guy. Strict motherfucker like Texas. He reminded me of Hank from that cartoon. The propane. He was a propane sales guy and everything. It was fucking hilarious. It's like they took that cartoon from him. He was a stand-up guy, fucking awesome as hell. I was actually sad when I heard he died, even though I hadn't seen him in years. But most of the family I haven't seen. I haven't seen my sister, and I'm talking my full-blooded sister. I can't even know. I don't even know. It's been longer than my wife and I have been married. She tried to contact me once after my wife and I got married, and she asked me some car questions. I didn't really want to do it, but she had like 35 kids by a guy that was old enough to be our father, and I was doing it for them. And then she got snotty with me, and that was the end of that. So I haven't seen her. My mom is a fucking nutcase. Ain't no other way to put that. She hasn't been the same. She's definitely bipolar. PTSD. Shit like that. So childhood was not the greatest. Even after my whole real bad thing came out of the picture, um, had problems a couple times with this stepdad who wanted to play daddy when I was a little too old, and I don't think he really got it at first because back then, even now, it's still different. People don't understand what some people go through. And when he started to try to discipline me, he was smaller than me. Much smaller. He was like 5'8", maybe a $150. And I picked him up and we were in an apartment and ran down the hallway and slammed him right into these two metal doors, clamshelled them pretty much on top of him. And I just told him, leave me the fuck alone. And, we've gone along since then, but he kind of understood that part was off limits. I handle myself. It's my own life. From 14 on, I'm my own parent. I do what I want. And there's a couple times they kicked me out. But then again, they were also making me pay rent when I was there. The fuck was I losing? And by the way, 14. So, when I got kicked out, I got to live with a friend of mine named Richard. Actually, I didn't live with him because our other friend Sean was living with him. Oh, some of that shit's just too funny. But his mom, Lorraine, funny. She's funny as hell. But unfortunately, she's dead now. She had a friend named, I'm not even going to say what her name is. She's still alive. And I stayed at her place. She had two younger kids. Like 10, 12. The other one was like 8. Something like that. But she wasn't that old. She was only like 29, 30. Pretty good looking. Nice ass. Showed it off every fucking goddamn day. She was always either in underwear or the shortest goddamn fucking shorts that I couldn't even figure out where the fuck she got these things at. I didn't bitch. A few other things I didn't bitch about. Especially when I was looking through the bookshelf, and it's funny because her dad was like a president of the Bank of New York or some shit like that. And her dad got her ex-husband into banking. That guy was making fucking shit tons of money. She was ganking him $10K a year, or $10K a month on child support and alimony, because he cheated on her. Fucking. I love that. I just love the fact, I didn't even give a shit if she gave me a penny or not. I just love the fact she was fucking him like that. Because he was a dumb shit. And going through her book, she had all these math books and everything. And she was all into all the calculus and all that other bullshit. And I'm looking through and trying to find something. And Kama Sutra. And I turned around and I looked at her and I'm like, With your kids here? Oh, that's why it's up there. They think it's all math work. They don't even know what it is. Well, I know what it is. No, I didn't. Thought I did. Excellent teacher. But, anyhow, Richard's mom, I got hurt. Legit. In a scooter accident. Oh, fuck. Of all stupid things, I was riding Sean's Honda Spree, going down this long gravel driveway, no shoes on, fucking tank top, shorts, just fucking hauling ass. And I worked on it, finally got it to run, and I was riding it, and then all of a sudden, I hit a pothole that'd been filled in with just gravel. Hit it, back tire came out, the whole bike was all of a sudden just gone. And I'm like, oh shit. Here we go. And I was fucking sliding forever. Road rash all the way down the right side. I split my elbow open. I still got kind of a... Where's the scar of that one? There. A combat medic actually stitched that up. Wasn't even a... I don't know if he was an official nurse or not, but the doctor let him stitch it up. But I went into the ER and I tried to clean up the best I could because Richard's mom was a medic, and I knew enough already by that time that I needed to clean up. But it wasn't enough, so they sent me home to go take a shower. And I mean, my whole shoulder, my whole right arm, covered in road rash, my whole right leg. And I'm like, shower? Are you fucking kidding me? He goes, don't. And the doctor's like, don't worry. You're not even gonna remember it. Demerol. Oh, Demerol. Took a shower, came back, and at that time I could see Richard's mom just like kind of drooling. and I kind of like, okay. Now, when I first met Richard's mom, it was kind of a drink-off type thing, because Richard was telling me always how, like, his mom could drink, and this is junior high. And he's like, oh yeah, she can fucking drink goddamn fucking 36-pack like it's nothing. And I'm like, ah, bullshit, dude, I'll fucking drink her out. And I thought I could. Oh, fuck no. Fucking handed me my ass. I was like not even done with the third 40. I'm fucking puking everywhere, and she's just laughing. 2 days later, she's still in that lawn chair just fucking tossing them back. Tossing them back. And she's like, go get me another case, tossing them back. Tossing them back. And I'm like, Jesus Christ. The fuck did I do? Second time in my life I tried to out-drink an alcoholic and I fucking lost. Oh God, I've never been so sick in my life. Well, the second time was even worse. But, anywho. I saw her drooling, and that kind of piqued my interest. Took a shower, came back. Of course, somebody helped me. Don't remember much. But I didn't feel anything. Went back to the hospital, got stitched up. got bandaged up. They gave me a big fat bottle of Norco. And big fat bottle of Soma. And I'm looking, and right at that point I knew. I looked over at Richard's mom, and I'm like, and now she's like fucking like Vader, just fucking drooling. And I'm like, So, we went back to, not Richard's house, but we went back to that lady's house, and we had a party. 15 Norcos, 4 Ritalin, and God knows how many. So that whole bottle of Soma was gone that night. Gone. And it was like 60. We gone. I was drunk, stoned, and wired all at the same time. And then on top of that, when Richard's mom finally left, and the one lady was still there. That was the night I actually switched from Macintosh to PC too. That was kind of funny. But after that, I was playing on a computer because I was just like, and Richard's mom was showing us how to mix it and all this other bullshit. And I was sitting on a lazy boy, all reclined, keyboard on my lap, just. I was trying to figure out how to unzip shit. Back then it was all command line. And she came over, took the keyboard away, and I do remember that. Lived there for 3 months. That time. Moved out. Then moved back in for about 6 months. Just bubble. Just bubble. But during that time, I went to drug school with Richard's mom. And back then, everything was different. Not like it is now. Back then, you could get shit like there was no problem. There was nothing. And so I said, okay, well, cool, let's do this. She taught me everything. How to fake bladder infections, how to fake this, how to fake that. She told me all this bullshit I didn't even know. Like, for pull muscles and everything else. Unless your muscle actually tears, they'll go in and they'll do an x-ray, but it doesn't do anything. Because unless they x-rayed you before the accident and then now, they can't tell the difference. So you just gotta be in pain, but not like my muscle tore in half pain. And the bladder one, poke your finger, drop a couple drops of blood in the sample, fucking will come up infection. It's all fucking great. We were going from city to city, mixing our pharmacies, using local over chains. We had this kind of grid, but then she was smart. I mean, she really gave me the fucking 411 on really getting deep. And she's like, look, we gotta come up with codes because we can't put down these places. So we came up with the codes and all this shit and disposals and, you know, how to get rid of it and all that shit. But we would do things so that we would never go to the same place twice in a row, or basically we had enough places to go that we would not see those people for months again. And it was beautiful. Beautiful. We were bringing in thousands of fucking pills a month. And we would take our deal, Lorraine would take her deal, my roommate would take some, and then the rest would disappear. And sometimes we'd get some hash for it, some good hash. Old school hash. Old school ganj. You know, before weed turned into fucking crazy shit. But we did that for years. But we didn't know about the acetaminophen deal. There was no warning. There was nobody really anything. One day, Lorraine has a stroke. She's young. Not much older than I am now. Not that much later, she died. I miss her. Sad that all the fucking just stupid shit that we did, she was more a mother to me than my own fucking mother. Then again, the lady I was banging was more a mother than my mother, but then again, that's kind of sick to say. But, she definitely taught me a lot of shit. A lot of shit on protecting yourself. A lot of shit about how to get rid of shit, who to look for to get rid of shit, where the chances of it coming back to you are very small. How to, you know, what brands to do, what this to do, you know, all this shit, man. It worked of course we all stopped doing it. I stopped doing it in like 95 or so. Because after that, then everybody started moving to like fucking Oxy and shit. And really, they were just all killing themselves. But it was fun when it lasted. But definitely a fun time. Some of the best times of my life were with them. And one night she needed to go to Walgreens, and so we were taking her, and I was with her, and then Richard, her son, was with us, and his girlfriend was with us, and these people, the car in front of us at the gas station, I was pumping gas. Richard's mom and his girlfriend went inside real quick, and they came out, and these two black girls were like, and Richard's mom was like, fuck you, bitch, I'll fucking come over there and kick the shit out of you. Richard's mom was a badass. She will punch man, she will go blow to blow, not fucking around. And I'm like, oh fuck, this isn't good. And I looked over at Richard, and I'm like, dude. Then two black guys got out of the car, and one of them kept calling himself Frank Nitty and shit, and I didn't know what the fuck he was talking about. And I looked at him, and I'm like, dude, what the fuck you talking about? Who the fuck? Fuck you. Get the fuck out of here. And he kept going, then he started going back to his trunk, and I'm like, dude, you don't live here. If you lived here, then you'd know better. But you don't live here. You better go look across the street. And right then, a whole bunch of people turned on their car lights. And then they all started filtering in. And I'm like, you're not in your city, motherfucker. We politely escorted him out of town after we took a toll from them. That's a good word, toll. I like that word. It sounds so political, so official. A toll. You know, I could have swore he had a 12 gauge in his trunk. I don't know. I tell you, they ain't come back.